This is lesson 9. Slopes don't have to be positive, and in fact, they don't have to be negative either. So they can actually be 0, and this activity is about a slope that equals 0 and how you deal with that, how you understand that. So activity 3 is called Travel Habits in July. And so here's a graph that shows Hans' fare card for every day of July. And you notice that it doesn't change. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. It's just a straight line across that's parallel with the horizontal axis. So what happened with Hans' fare card during the month of July? It did not change. He did not ride on public transportation. He didn't use the fare card. So every day, the amount of dollars on the fare card is the same. It doesn't change. So it says plot label 3 different points on the line. So I chose 320. So you go out in the horizontal axis 3 units, up 20, 10, 20, 13, 20. And notice if you take these 2 points, 320 and 1020, and figure out the horizontal change, how many units in the horizontal direction, it's 10 minus 3 is 7 units. But then you figure out how many units there's a change in the vertical direction. It's this 20 minus this 20, that's 0. So the slope is actually 0 divided by 7, which equals 0. So this has a slope of 0. There's going to be more on that later. It says write an equation. And before I write the equation, which is right here, I do want to look at what happens as you move from a slope of 1. So this is a slope of 1 right here. The y-intercept is 20. And this means that for each day, there's $1 more added to the card. A little bit backwards, but that's okay. It's a slope of 1. And then what happens with the slope of 75 hundredths, a slope of 1/2, and a slope of 1/4. So this is 75 hundredths is also 3/4. So let's take a look at each of those in turn. So in the first case, a slope of 1. So that means that every day, Han adds $1 more to his fare card. He starts at 20, and so one day goes by, adds $1. Another day goes by, adds another $1. Another day goes by, adds another $1. And after 10 days, he adds $10. So the amount of fare on his card now is going to be the number of days times 1, because it's $1 per day, plus that $20 where he starts. So this is the slope. It has a slope of positive 1. Now, what if he adds a less amount of money each day? So he adds 75 cents each day. That's going to be the number of days times 75 cents, whatever that is. And for 10 days, that's $7.50. And then he would have to add the 20 to that. So this is going to be at 10, and then it's going to be 27.5 because he adds $7.50 over 10 days. What happens if he adds 50 cents a day? Well, this is going to be 50 cents times the number of days. And remember, he always has to add that $20 that he started with. So this is going to be 50 cents a day. Now, notice what's happening to the slope as you add fewer and fewer number of dollars each day. And so if he adds 25 cents each day, so it's going to go up each day. 1 day adds 25 cents. 2 days adds another 25 cents. 3 days. And so you're going to multiply the number of days times 25 cents, and you have to add that to 20. And finally, what happens if he doesn't add any amount of money to the fare card at all? Well, that's 0 times x, so it's $0 times the number of days. Well, that's going to be 0. Number of days times 0 is 0. And then you're going to just get a value of y equals 20. So wherever you are on this graph, y is equal to 20 regardless of what the number of days are that goes by. And so that equation actually is y equals positive 20. But I think it's better to include this part, to include the x value here, that's times 0, so that if a teacher gives you a certain number of days and says this is x, how much is y, you know where to place that x. If I just give you this, it can be somewhat confusing to students. Well, what do I do with it? Where do I put that x? Well, that x goes right here. and the number of days, whatever it is, times 0 equals 0, and you add 20 to that. So this slope is 0 divided by the number of days, and that equals 0. All right. What value makes sense for the slope? And the slope again is 0. Write an equation. We did that. All right.